What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Gilly's House of Cards. I know I've been away for a while, but things have been busy on the work and the home front. And so we're back at it, man. I'm joined by my good friend, military buddy, and former roommate, Mr. Casey Gonzalez from the Go Sports online sports store on Whatnot. Casey, say hello to the people.
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
Good, man. Glad to have you here finally. I know we talked about this for a while, but
yeah, glad to be here, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Casey and I used to be roommates up in Alaska. I decided to defect for warmer weather here in Florida, and he has not been the same ever since. I've heard rumors of him crying himself to sleep since I moved out of the dorm.
True. All the rumors are true.
He's more upset that he lost his Gucci Wi-Fi when I moved out because we used to split bill. But be that as it may, so we're here. I'm gonna go through my last 3 PSA submissions that just came back not so long ago. So and then towards the end, we'll talk about what we've been doing on Whatnot. I'll let Gonzo talk about himself for a little bit and tell you what he's all about and what he's got going on. So let's get at it. Let me actually, you know what? Before we do that, Gonzo, tell the people a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Dakota Gonzalez. I hail from, as Gilly said, Alaska. I live in Wasilla currently. And I am a military member, so owned and operated is what Go Sports is, and we like to give back to the community the best way we can. We were actually just talking prior to this about doing some charity stuff, depending on how much money we can bring in right now with these holidays. But I am the owner of Go Sports, and I've only been doing so for a couple months now, but I've been extremely privileged to have some incredible human beings come through my lobbies. And we do what's called a card pull lobby. So you'll just have to come and check it out. And Gilly's been helping me tremendously throughout the whole thing too, and especially with this, it's nothing but love and exposure there. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm all about, man. It's all about the hobby, and I'm new to the hobby myself. It just happens to be something I found late. I'm 32 years old now, and it's one of my favorite things to do right now. So yeah, I appreciate you having me on, man. Thank you.
Absolutely. I can kind of relate. I got out of the hobby myself for a while, and it wasn't until we had Scott Sanders, who's a former pitcher for the San Diego Padres and a couple of other teams in Major League Baseball, who I became a good friend with about almost 2 years ago now. And we had him on the podcast, and he had autographed some of the episode art for us and sent it back. Well, back in that envelope as well came a few autographed baseball cards for all of us.
Right on, man.
I was like, yeah, it kind of got me thinking. I'm like, man, what's my stuff worth? So I started pulling all my stuff out of the cupboard and whatever. And come to find out, I got nothing but junk. my parents did the best they could, man. My dad started collecting baseball cards for me after I was just born, which I started doing for my son. Ironically enough, it continues on one more generation. And so just going through everything. So I just started taking all my duplicates and I put them on. I just listed them on eBay. I think I had like the 1997 Skybox Cyborg football cards from 1997. So I had like 20 duplicates. I threw them on eBay for like $20 and someone bought them. And it kind of got me going, is it this easy? And then come to find out later on, a few months down the road that it's not easy, especially when you turned it into a business opportunity. It was not easy.
Yeah.
A lot of late nights, a lot of cataloging and scanning cards and whatnot. So I'm finally at the point now where it's like, I understand it a little bit better than when I first started out. Like I think when I sold those cards off, I just threw them together in a rubber band, threw them in an envelope and shipped them out. The guy that bought them from me gave me hell on eBay. He messages me. He's like, man, this isn't how you ship fucking cards. That, and the other thing. He's like, you're supposed to put a sandwich in between cardboard and then the rubber bands. These things are all damaged and blah, blah. I'm like, well, dude, they're kind of fucked up before you bought them anyway. So
Yeah.
I was like, ugh. So after that, I was like, all right, can't do that again. I'm gonna get a bad rap. So it was really only one time. Anyone that's bought a card from me knows I take very good care of it now. Sandwiched between cardboard, wrapped in bubble wrap, wrapped again, and then sent off. So not to discourage anybody from buying anything from me, because that's not the way I roll. So
No, Gilly's the best, man. You know, and that's the thing that you don't understand or realize until you've submerged yourself in
oh yeah.
shipping stuff from the hobby, you know, cards especially. And you know, I don't blame anybody one bit for wanting their products pristine. And, you know, I mean, anybody who buys anything, consumers, they just want everything taken care of, you know. But it's, I don't know. There's multiple ways to skin a cat when it comes to shipping stuff. Like I use a lot of bubble wrap. I can't use enough bubble wrap, you know. Bubble wrap's always the best. But yeah, I completely understand there, man. I think I went through something similar too when I started as well.
Yeah, it was. I was like, oh whoops.
Whoopsie.
My bad, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I was just trying to get rid of some stuff. Like, sorry.
Yeah, so I saw you also have, so I know primarily, I know you're a huge MLB fan, but I know that you
Yeah.
also have NBA products and you have football. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yep. So
Okay.
a lot of the football product is from the 1997 top set that I had. I have like a whole boot shoebox full of duplicates. So I'm currently reconstructing that set as well to sell, and then the duplicate. Like I sent all a bunch of the Zach Thomas cards, Jerome Bettis, Dan Marino, John Elway, Brett Favre, like all the heavy hitters that like now they're Hall of Famers. I sent them all to get graded. So I know they're base cards, but some of these guys are now Hall of Famers.
Oh yeah.
Won Super Bowls and MVP awards. So I'm just
Yep.
like, yep, grade.
Yep, dude.
So
It don't matter, especially them classic cards. Those bases, they still like the comps on this are pretty high too. Like they love them, man. And it's, I mean, I like the products. They're super cool, like the classic stuff, you know.
Mhm.
Sometimes they hit just as hard, if not harder, than the new stuff, even though they're not as shiny and such. But yeah, very nice stuff, man.
Yeah. So, and the other thing too, the reason why I started getting into the football and basketball market is because down here in Florida, that's all they care about down here is football and basketball. Like baseball is dead here.
Really?
In Florida. Like I moved here and everybody's like, you like baseball? This is college football. How do you not like college football? I'm like, sorry, dude. I guess I don't follow the religion. You know?
Yeah.
So,
dude, it's huge, man. And you know what's funny about college football is like, one, I like the college football products that they have because they're all considered like rookies. So you can hit some cool stuff out of like blasters and stuff. But also, I can't help but be extremely jealous every time I hop on the TV and I watch a college football game and I see that stadium just completely submerged with passion. And you know, I'm just like, damn, I should have went to college, man.
yeah,
So
no
I get
doubt.
the hype, dude. You know, I really do. I just never lived anywhere close enough to any colleges to really like call my own. Besides maybe UW, like my father went to UW, and everybody knows Josh Allen went to UW, and look at who he is now. So you know, think I'm a UW fan, I guess, by my nature.
Yeah, no, I hear that, and like so that's why I got into the football and basketball market. Even though I fell out of love with basketball when the Celtics traded Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce. Like those were my three dudes. And then like after that, I was like, no, I'm done. Like I turned the basketball brain off, and then I got into this, and everyone was like, all you got is baseball. I'm like, all right, well now I got to diversify to make everybody somewhat happy. So
Yep,
that's why I
certainly,
got
man.
into it. So
Couldn't agree more there.
So I actually bought a box of 2022 Panini Select, and hang on, let me grab it. I'll show you this. Wait till you see
I want to
it.
see it, dude.
So in that box, the cards that everyone's after are the Green Shocks.
Oh
Jason
my
Tatum.
gosh.
Jason Tatum, PSA 10.
Oh my gosh, man.
Yep.
What a beautiful card. Dude, I
Yeah.
love Select product, man. Select is just gorgeous.
I just wish Panini would get their MLB shit licensed by the league.
Yeah.
You know, because that when that Fanatics deal went down and they bought Topps for like, I think it was like 500 million or whatever it was, they're like, Panini's cards will never be licensed by MLB and the MLBPA. I'm like, because dude, like the Panini cards, they're fun.
Yep.
They are fun, and it's just a gut punch when it's the baseball ones because they're not worth anything because they don't have any team logos. They just look dumb. They honestly look dumb. You know,
It's so tough, man.
And then
it's so tough.
So did I ever tell you about the blind buy that I did off someone in Gainesville where I bought this 64-gallon tub of cards and I was pulling cards from like the 1960s and 70s out of it? Well,
I think you may have mentioned it.
So
slightly.
Let me show you this.
Bust it out, dude.
So this is my pride and joy. This is sitting on the top shelf in my office because it's never going anywhere. I mean, yes, I'm a Yankees fan, but this thing's pretty dope.
Oh my gosh, dude.
That's a 1961 Roger Maris All-Star card. I pulled it out of this 64-gallon tub that someone just sold to me for $150. When I pulled
Unbelievable, man.
When I pulled this thing, I thought it was a reprint, and it came in like a old school 1990s like plastic hard case, and I cracked it open, and it smelled like lead. I was like, "Yep, that's 1961 right there." And then this was also in it too.
Oh my gosh, dude.
1990 Hoops, Michael Jordan. It came back as a 6, but like I said, it's for my PC. I don't plan on selling it.
Heck yeah, dude.
Like, it took me 37 years. I finally got my Jordan card.
Still hot to this day, man.
I always wanted a Michael Jordan card, but I just never could get my hands on one. And then when I pulled this, I'm like, finally. It only took me 37 years, but I finally got my Jordan card.
Heck yeah, man. Any one that I can get my hands on, I do not hesitate. His stuff is always valuable, and rightfully so. I mean, we're talking about Michael Jordan here, you know. You'll have to excuse my my heater in my office here. It gets kind of loud.
Nah, that's all right. You're good. All right. So now we probably bored everybody that's watching. Let's get into it. So, like I said, I sent some stuff out to PSA, and let's see what it came back as.
Let's check it out, dude.
Put you up there in the corner, the top corner.
Sounds good.
So, first box, yeah, it kind of needed to get cracked open a little bit, but
what do we have here?
I don't know. So
good luck, man. Good luck. Let's go.
Well, the first one, Bo Bichette, 2022 jersey medallion. God, really a 6? Really?
6, eh?
But dude, like,
let me see if I can.
It doesn't seem like there's anything wrong with it.
No.
What the?
Looks pretty crispy to me, dude.
Oh my God! What a kick in the nuts.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
All right. Well, that might get cracked and sent back. Think I'm kidding? I'm dead serious. I'll even send it to SGC just to turn the blade. Next one we got O'Neal Cruz, 2022 Mosaic. Came back as a 9.
Okay. Okay.
It's his rookie card. So, all right.
Right on.
Hopefully everybody can see this. Can you see this all right?
Yeah, I just need to maybe enlarge my screen of sorts here. Whoops. That might work a little better. I think it moved me sideways once again. Sideways.
Yeah, you're upside down.
Let me see here. See if I can fix that. See if my camera adjusts. There it goes.
There we go. All right. Next one we got 2022 Topps UK edition Spencer Strider came back 6. What?
6, huh?
What the fuck are they looking at?
What's their policy on that? Can
I
you
don't
just
know,
like send it
dude.
back?
Like, I'm gonna have to call them about this because there's like nothing wrong with these cards to the naked eye. Like, the edges are clean. It doesn't look like it's off center at all. I mean, maybe a little bit on the right hand side over here, but you can see all 4 corners are intact. There doesn't seem to be any scratches. I mean, very few once you hold it to the light. There's maybe one right here. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. Like, they ran 2 back-to-back specials in October and September, and I think they just got inundated with cards that they were just rushing these things through the grading room because there are some of these I don't agree with at all. Like, the O'Neal Cruz, okay, cool. It's a mosaic. It's probably fingerprints on it that I can live with, but when you see a card that has like no imperfections to the naked eye and it comes back with like this subpar grade, it's like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah.
I can't resell that. I mean, so the next one we got 2020 Panini Elite Extra Roger Clemens Relic. Came back as an 8. That one's pretty
Okay. Okay.
not bad. Oh, there we go. I dropped it. There we go. That probably dropped to a 4 now.
So do they don't give explanations as to why?
They do, but you got to pay an arm and a leg for it. That's the only downfall.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, if you want it now, if you want a grade report, you got to pay like $50 a card.
Wow.
I'm
You
like,
said 50?
Yeah, I got to go back and look at it, but when I was looking at it, it was quite pricey. I'm like, yeah, no. Because like SGC on their website, like it gives like detailed descriptions as to like why it gets the grade that it does.
Uh-huh.
But unless you're actually sitting there in the same room with the grader as they're doing it and they're explaining to you like what they're doing and what they're looking for, people like you and I aren't going to really know.
Right.
So next one we got up, 2021 Topps Heritage Dansby Swanson Relic, an 8.
Okay.
Not bad. I mean, I did buy this secondhand, so.
Hell yeah.
Not bad.
We take 8, baby.
Next one, Hunter Dozier, 2019 Topps Triple Threads Gem Mint 10.
Let's go. I knew one was coming, dude.
Gem Mint 10. Look at that. It's not numbered, but it was still a pretty cool card. I'm like, I only got this grade to get it protected.
It's
but
pretty, man.
Yeah, Gem 10, finally. After 2 punches in the gut. I don't even think he's even in baseball anymore, to be honest with you. I think he's out of the league. Next one we got up, 2021 Topps Inception Elroy Jimenez Gem Mint 10.
Let's go.
He got traded from the White Sox to the Orioles last year. Got sent straight to AAA. So hopefully he can bounce back. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got Noah Syndergaard 2020 Topps Inception Gem Mint 10. 3 10s in a row.
Let's go.
Even though he's not in the league anymore, but you got a Mets fan out there. It's like, oh, I want some heat. So
10, baby. Let's go.
Next up, oh, this is nice. 2023 Topps Tribute Rafael Devers and Xander Bogaerts double relic PSA 8.
Okay.
Not bad. And it's numbered 169 out of 199.
That's sick.
Yeah, I bought it off eBay. I was like, this is dope.
It's a nasty card.
Would have been nice if it was a 10.
Yeah.
Then we got a throwback card right here, man. So we got a 2005 Upper Deck relic Jake Peavy for the San Diego Padres. A 6. I mean, I bought it secondhand out of a card store. It looked cool. So I mean, it's kind of expected. You buy things secondhand. Not a lot of people take care of their shit and just dump it. But I thought it looked cool. So especially that. All right, so that's box number 1. Obviously, not an overwhelming performance that I was hoping for, but the way it goes
3 10s out of that thing.
sometimes. So let's go to our second box.
Here we go.
Box number 2. Leading it off is former Kansas City Royal Eric Hosmer, 2017 Topps Heritage, PSA 8 relic.
Okay.
So not too shabby. Let's see my holders here. Next up, 2020 Triple Threads Vlad Guerrero Jr., numbered to 275. This is card number 147. Came back as an 8, so not too shabby.
Couple ochos, not bad. So you send directly to PSA?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So in September and October, they were running a 10-card minimum grading special, and some things kind of went sideways. I'll get into that juicy story maybe at the end of this. So we ran this special 2 months in a row. September was $16 a card. October was $17 a card. I'm like, word?
Hey.
Send.
Yeah.
50 days, but then, yeah, I'll get into that story later. So we got 2022 Topps Heritage relic Garrett Cole from the New York Yankees. This came back as a 7. This is another one I don't necessarily agree with. There doesn't seem to be any imperfections. The edges are pretty crisp. There's no visible damage. So I don't know what exactly they were looking at with this one either. So needless to say, there's going to be a pile that we're going to have a little come to Jesus session about on the phone because nope. This is a throwback too. 2017 Triple Threads New York Mets David Wright, numbered to 250. This is card number 17. That's 017 out of 250 made. So David Wright, he was the heart and soul of the New York Mets for a very long time. Had to retire early due to spinal stenosis, which is a spinal cord injury that affects the nerves in your extremities, and basically it got to the point where he could barely walk. So he had to retire.
No, man.
So it was sad. He was a great player, great guy. So we got 2024 Topps Major League Material Giancarlo Stanton. That is actually a part of a Giancarlo Stanton game-used bat right there.
Thick.
So PSA 7 again. I bought this off a friend of mine who's in the hobby and industry as well. No visible damage. Edges are pretty crisp. No scratches. And they gave it a 7. Again, don't know what they're looking at. Not happy about it because we have a flea market coming up in the neighborhood, and I was hoping to move some of these for some decent money.
Yeah.
And, now I'm not going to be able to. So then we got Justin Verlander, relic 2022, PSA 9.
Okay.
So you can live with that, especially for JV. So I'm actually wondering if both these batches were graded by the same person. I just hate the fact that I just sent in a ton of cards and probably hates me. Probably sick and tired of seeing my stuff. I'm just going to give him bad grades. All right. So we got 2 from the same player. And the reason why I did this, because my premonition came true. So everyone knows Luis Gil, right-handed stud for the New York Yankees, won the American League Rookie of the Year. So I sent 2 cards in ahead of time to be prepared for such occasions. So first one came back as a 9, 2022 Bowman base.
All right.
This one came back as a 9, but here's the real kicker. Da-da-da-da-da. Same card, 10. So I wonder, okay, how is this a 9 when it looks identical to the one you just gave a 10? These should be 10s, both of them. Like, some people, I just, what?
I wonder what certifications you need to grade cards. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I need some more stands. I'll be right back. Give me a second.
All right.
Yeah, I'd be curious as that too. I don't know if there really is any kind of. I mean, there's got to be, especially when you're dealing with cars from like the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
Like, there's got to be something, I would imagine, but I don't know what that is. If we find out, Gonzo, we should start our own grading company.
Yeah, might have to do it, dude.
Just flood the market with 10s no matter what.
Yeah.
So, next one we got up is 2010 Topps Triple Threads Dave Winfield. Number 77 out of 240. Not bad. I don't know why they put this in a protective, like, plastic sleeve and the rest of them they didn't. Kind of weird. Case better not be broken. But this one, oh, God. Really? This is a heartbreaker. 2022 Topps Heritage Relic Aaron Judge PSA 5.
A 5?
Really? A fucking 5?
Huh.
Someone's going to get... I'm yelling at somebody about this.
That
Both
is
this one
interesting.
and the Garrett Cole. Like, dude, look. There's nothing wrong with that card. Not a damn thing. You would, you know what? To get a 5, you would have to throw this down a flight of stairs.
Yeah.
You would literally have to like put this in the spokes of your tires.
That's what I feel like, man.
Like my 1961 Roger Maris is a PSA 5 and it's got visible damage. Like this has no visible damage and they gave it a 5. The guy just must hate the Yankees because
yeah, he's a Yankee hater.
Like, well, except for maybe someone else graded my other Luis Heel card, but like the John Carlos Stanton one got a 7. This got a 5. Garrett Cole got a 7. Luis Heel a 9. Like this guy's got to hate the Yankees.
Dude, that might be this conspiracy right there.
Conspiracy of the year. I don't know what else it could be. Like a 5, dude. Like you literally would have to like chew on this. You would literally have to chew on it. So box number 3 came in today.
Here we go, baby.
Final one.
10s only.
I wish. Leading it off, we got a 2001 Todd Helton, now Hall of Famer Todd Helton for the Colorado Rockies.
Sick.
This one's got some visible damage on it, but it still look cool. The edges are nicked a little bit. I think a 6 was still a little harsh, but yeah, it might be slightly bent too, from what I would imagine to get a low grade like that. But
dude, sometimes these cards come out of the blasters already like bowed.
the chrome MLB product, I pulled a Garrett Cole 2022 Topps Heritage. It was the chromed out version of it. I pulled it out of the pack, and the minute it hit air, it concaved.
Wow. Yep, that's what I'm talking about.
The minute it hit the air, it went like this. It's whatever the chemicals they use to make those chrome cards. The minute you take them out of the pack, if you don't throw those things in a top loader like instantly, it's gonna bend.
Yep.
I've seen it happen. I took them out of the pack, and within 2 minutes they were already bent. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this now?
Right. And you pay good money for the product too, you know. It's kind of a shame, man.
Aggravating. Well, it's probably made overseas. Anyway.
Temperature changes and shit.
Yep. Next one up, 2023 Topps Stars of MLB. Number 6, Luis Robert Jr. of the Chicago White Sox checking in at a gem.
Hey.
See, dude, my conspiracy, man. It might be true.
So just don't send any more Yankees, dude. Just send all.
I can't do that, bro. Like, they're my team. I just can't do that. So this one's a throwback. You're gonna like this one. So pulled this. I got this out of all the batches that I bought up in Rhode Island when I went home on vacation. 1994 Upper Deck minor league prospect card, Trot Nixon, who was a stud for the Boston Red Sox back in the 90s and early 2000s. Came back as a 9.
Hey.
Now, to pull this thing out of a shithole scrap heap, to come out a 9 as his rookie card, as his minor league baseball card from 1994, you might as well just call that thing a 10.
Yep. Meant to be, baby.
So that someone will definitely buy that one.
Oh, yeah. That ain't going to last long.
We got Bryce Harper, 2023 top stars of MLB, a 9. Okay, well, all right. Can live with that.
We like 9s, baby.
As long as it's not a 5.
Yeah.
I don't have to go and fight somebody now.
Anything but the 5s, dude.
You got 1980s tops, Johnny Bench. PSA 4. Like, okay, so this is a 4, but you can clearly see that this thing is jacked up. Like, look at the edges. They're all nicked. They're scratched. You know, see the corner over here is bent.
Mm-hmm.
This one's kind of got some discoloration going on down the lower left-hand corner. Okay, that's a true 4. This is not a 5. Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong card. Where the hell did I put the captain? Where the hell did I put it as I'm knocking shit over? This is not a 5. I'm sorry. Like, look at, like, come on. Like, let's get with the program here, PSA.
Yeah.
You call yourselves the best in the business. Get with the fucking program.
Yeah.
Fix yourself.
There goes my heater again.
2018 Topps 1983 version Derek Jeter PSA 9.
Okay.
Yeah, boy. The man, the myth, the legend himself, the original Capitan. Got here. Jason Schmidt, 1994 Upper Deck prospect card. PSA 5. Again, visible damage. Corners are nicked.
Man.
It's scratched up a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Again, visible damage. I mean, so when I first got into sending cards to PSA, I would just send everything without even really looking at it. And then when the grades came back, I'm like, oh, shit, now I know what they're looking at. Like, I was like, yeah. So I took like a whole stack of cards I was going to send a grade. I looked at them, like looked at the corners and stuff after watching numerous videos on YouTube. And I'm just like, nope. I paid myself like over $100. Let's see. We got Tony Gwynn at 1984 Topps. PSA 7.
7?
Yep.
Huh?
Not bad.
No.
You got 86 Topps Cal Ripken Jr. A 5. Again, corners are pretty jacked up. Cards pretty rough looking. Again,
the year, yeah.
Fucking 1986. And here we go. Here's a real heavy hitter. 2020 Stadium Club Shohei Ohtani Bash and Burn PSA 9. Not sure I really agree with this one either. Doesn't seem to be any kind of visible damage. I mean, it looks like it's nicked a little bit in the lower left-hand corner, but not, I don't think enough to – maybe it would be enough to throw it off from a 10 to a 9. I just wish they did 9.5s like SGC does. They don't. It's 10, 9, 8.5, 8, 7.5, 7. Like there's no 9.5 or whatever.
Yeah.
So, and the thing I hate about that too, man, is like when you look at comps on eBay, the difference between a PSA 10 and a PSA 9 is almost like $50, depending on who it is. Like I've seen PSA 9s on eBay that are sold for like $15.
Yeah.
And they're like prominent players too. I'm like, how does this math?
Yeah.
Like I don't.
Gotta love the comps, man.
Well, it sucks because you got a bunch of people on eBay that don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
And they think they do. And they don't realize that they're tanking the market for those of us that do know what we're doing. So
honestly, that's what scares me, dude, because I want to send in the downtowns, you know, Like, but then like if they come back like low and shit, you know, I'm just like, damn it, and that like detracts the value because people want to chase them, but they don't want to chase them if they're like low graded, you know. So it just really just depends, man.
You know what you do? You keep doing what you're doing. You sell those things raw for what you got them listed for, and you let it be somebody else's problem.
Yeah. And then they grade a 10, and then they become like worth a shit ton, dude.
I mean, there is that. Yes, you are 100% correct on that front. That is a risk.
Damn, now I'm going through my slabs too and shit. I love them. They're beautiful.
So yeah, that's that. So all right, so let me get to this. Let's wrap this up by me talking about my PSA story, right? So I get so PSA runs that special, right, in September and October.
Yep.
And so I send in a bunch of stuff because it didn't say that there was a year requirement, right? All of a sudden, about 2 weeks ago, I get an email from them. Yeah, there's an issue with your order. I'm like, what's the issue? Like, well, the September grading was for 2020 to present. I'm like, no, it wasn't. I said, when I put these orders through, there was no such year requirement. They're like, well, yes, there was. And they started sending me screenshots. I'm like, I would not have been able to put this order through because your system would have flagged it, saying something it didn't fit. Because so they have two different grading criteria. They have 1979 on backwards and 1980s on forwards. So if you try to submit a card from 1979 under the 1980 to present, it will flag it and say, you cannot submit this card because it doesn't fit the year parameters. I got no such flags at all. So I fire an email back. I'm like, that's funny because the order I just paid for today had a 1986 Topps Cal Ripken Jr. in it and a 1980 Johnny Bench. Because they were like, oh, we're gonna have to, we can't grade this. We got to charge you to ship it back to you at $19.99. I'm like, no, you're not. Because you just graded this one and I just got it back. And like, well, we'll just do it this one time. I'm like, you got another 15 to 20 orders from me with cards from all over the place. Good luck.
Just grade them.
Cricket. Dude, they never even responded to the email because they've all been graded. They're just waiting for me to pick them up. And they're like, because I guarantee you they got inundated with this shit. And now they're trying to find every reason why not to grade them.
You've already got the card there. Might as well grade it, dude.
And the thing that drives me nuts, bro, is they just acquired SGC in Boca Raton, right? Why not you already own the company, just rebranded a PSA location, and now you have two grading locations, one in California and one in Florida. That way there, like, all your shit's not getting sent to one central location. You got the East Coast people that can send it to Florida, and you got your West Coast, like Midwest to like east of the Mississippi, send to Florida. West of the Mississippi, send to Cali. Simple as that, but they won't do it. And it's like, well, they were like, oh, we had to acquire SGC because they were getting too much of the market share. I'm like, well, it's not their fault that they can grade cards in a 5 to 10 day turnaround, and you can't. So it sounds like a you problem.
Yeah, for real.
So, but that was
I guess I'll ask. So whenever you send cards to get graded to PSA, is there a requirement that you have to have them like sleeved and top loaded, or what?
Yeah,
how does that work?
They have to be penny sleeved, and they have to be put in card loader type 1s.
Okay.
Yeah. Card sleeve, what the hell are they called? Hang on. Card saver 1s. So yeah, they got to be sleeved and put in these things. And then, so here's the other kicker too, that drop some knowledge on some people that may not know, so that they don't get screwed. So they have to be sleeved and put in these card saver 1s, sandwiched in between cardboard, and they have to be listed on the order form. The way they're listed on the order form, they have to be in that order when you send it to them, or else they'll charge you like a $20 surcharge because they're not in order.
Wow.
And you have to send them in a cardboard box with brown packing tape, or they won't accept it.
Wowza.
they have some crazy, like they have some. SGC doesn't give a shit. I send them in the envelopes that already got the bubble wrap in it, wrapped up in plastic and card saver ones, and just send it. Not even in order. They don't really care. Like I email them like, do you guys have all these crazy requirements that PSA does? They're like, no, just make sure they're secured and they're not flopping around. We don't care if they're not in order or not.
SGC, huh?
Yes, they're so laid back in Boca, but the price difference between PSA and SGC is about, you're gonna lose maybe 1.5% to 2% of revenue between SGC and PSA because it's just the way the market is. Even though SGC has been around since the mid 1990s, but PSA has just such a stranglehold that it's just. I've sold two SGC cards. One was a 2024 Topps Zach Geloff, City to City. I sold this to some dude out in California for $35. And I sold an SGC 9 88 Donruss MVP bonus card, Cal Ripken Jr. to some guy in New Samara Beach here in Florida for $50. Those are the only two SGC cards I've sold.
Wow.
Because here's the thing, man, with graded cards, like I was telling you before we got on here, like I look at the player, I look at the era and what they've done associated with the grade. And I can't move any of my graded cards because I have a couple of those green shocks that came back as 10s. Like Nikola Jojic was one of them. Got him listed at like $55, I think it was. And I have a Klay Thompson PSA 9. Someone on eBay was like, I'll give you $8 for your Klay Thompson. I'm like, it's a green shock. It's a 9. I was like, I want $45. She's like, oh, I can't do it. The median price says this. I'm like, I don't care what some jerk sold this thing for. This is what I want it for to cover my investment.
Yeah.
And they just don't get it, man. Like all these people on eBay, they want heavy hitters for like dirt cheap.
Yep.
Dumb. It's dumb. People just don't want to pay. People want to be in the hobby, but they don't want to pay. So they want to buy your shit for like $8 and go flip it for 50 on their own. So,
yep. Absolutely, man.
So where can people find you?
People can find me on Whatnot. That is the only place that I currently stream. And I think it's going to be that way for quite some time until my following gets too big to where I may need other things. But Whatnot has been incredible to me. And yeah, so that's where I'll be, man. You can find me there. Go Sports, baby.
Over 2,000 products sold too. And he's got awesome giveaways. He's got these sexy air fresheners that he does for his giveaway because he probably ran out of the Score Retreat 3-card packs. So yeah, he's on Whatnot. I'm on Whatnot. I just started. So Dak calls me one day. He's like, "Hey, bro, you got any slabs for like $15?" I'm like, "Yeah, you want some of my PSA 2s?" He goes, "What?" I was like, "Those are the only slabs I'm selling for $15, homie." Mind you, this is all text, and then the phone rings. What do you mean? I said what I said.
Yeah, man. Well, I always love and appreciate you, and thank you so much for having me on too. And tonight, like I said, dude, I am slinging these. We're gonna be pulling downtowns out of these bad boys all day long. We've got the stock full of the mega boxes. The last stream that I had mega boxes on, we pulled a rookie JJ McCarthy auto. So be looking out for those. Let's pull some fucking downtowns, baby. Excuse my dogs. Excited. See, my dogs are excited about the stream too.
Yeah. What time are you going on?
I'll probably go live here in a couple hours. I've still got some packaging I got to do. And then because I'm still running with this old school printer, I don't have them cool printers that like you suggested yet. So maybe Santa will come through and I'll have one under my tree here in a couple weeks if I'm good. It's either going to be that or Cole, man. Nothing in between.
So just so everybody knows, Dak is in Alaska Standard Time. So for those of you watching on the West Coast, that's an hour difference. Midwest, that's a 2-hour difference. And the East Coast is a 4-hour difference. So keep that in mind. Usually when he does the streams late at night, it's like midnight on the East Coast, like the other night. But sometimes you get lucky and he does stuff in the middle of the day, well, which is
Yep.
like the crack of dawn his time.
Yeah.
So you can find me on Instagram at Gilly's House of Cards. You can also find me on eBay. Where you can find all of us and all of our links is in the video description, in the show notes. Also, I got my referral link there. So you click on that, you get a $15 credit to spend on my stream, and it's free money. You know, come buy some stuff. I'm going to be going on live on Whatnot. Also, we're going to do a single auction as well. So for every $50 in sales, I will spin the wheel and we will raffle off a slab. You might see some of these that we talked about here tonight on that stream as well. So help me, help you, help me get some money in my pocket so I can make some room for some more of my stuff that's coming back. So if anybody's watching, go ahead, scan that QR code, and it'll bring you to my Whatnot profile. And then like I said, again, use the referral code, get the free $15 credit you can spend in my store. You can also go to Dax Whatnot, get the same code there, get free. You get $30 in credit to spend on both streams. I mean, I don't think that's a bad deal. So you're playing with house money at that point. So, and that's going to do it. And I don't think this is going to be the last time we do this. This has been a lot of fun. It's actually, I usually do this by myself, and me talking to myself is not a lot of fun when you don't have someone to have some back and forth with. So thanks again for coming on, my bud.
Dude, thank you so much again for having me. Gilly's House of Sports.
Cards.
Gilly's House of Cards for life.
It's right here.
Dude, my eyes don't work as good as they used to. Gilly's House of Cards for life. Go Sports for life. Let's fucking get it going. You already know what time it is, baby. Thank you guys so much. I love you, Gilly.
Love me too, man. Maybe you should lay off the jiu-jitsu and getting your head bashed in. Maybe your eyes will work a little bit better.
I've been hitting this head a little bit too many times, dude. It's starting to go, but
All right, everybody. Yeah. We'll see you on Whatnot. Take care.
Laters.